think that honestly just being 100% present in that moment is the first most basic thing that you should be doing. Making sure that you are appreciating that other person's time. I know that definitely when it's in a more like professional setting, and especially like these mentors are professionals in their field, and this is something that they do outside of their part-time job. So, or not part-time, their full-time job. So that just goes to show that they really do want to help and they want to be there present for you. So kind of recognizing that effort as a mentee, I feel like gives me a more, I appreciate it even more because he's going out of his way to meet with me. If I haven't had a chance to like schedule the next meeting, like if I haven't put on the calendar, like he'll be like, hey, I know you haven't set it up, but like I know we usually meet at this time, like, and then he'll send me the invite. So it's kind of like I'm glad that it's not just like very one-sided. He's definitely been helping me out, like, hey, you know, I know the internships are coming and the final presentation are coming up soon. Do you want to move our meeting a little bit closer to that day so you can practice? So I feel that the most important thing is being present, making sure that you're checking in on each other, as well as probably just taking it very like chill. Apart from it being like a more like professional thing, I feel like I go into it nowadays not being so like formal. It's more like catching up with a friend or someone that is like older than you, obviously, and is more experienced than you, but at the end of the day, you both have like very similar mindsets, being from the same culture as well. Like we're both Hispanic, even though we're from different countries, like we have a very specific like lens that we look through things. So having that shared mindset, even though it's not the exact same, it helps form that connection so much easier. So if you just come into it as a more like natural thing, you know, and you talk about like missing certain foods or wanting to be like back in your home country, like for vacation and such, it's something that I feel like it's something that you don't get with every mentoring connection, but through mentorship, you get paired someone that is very much a lot similar to you.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And yes, it is important. I think even if you're not doing a mentorship program, like through a structure like this, like if you're finding someone, you know, something important you might be looking for, something you guys have in common. Because after, I think after you find something you have in common with someone, then after that, you know, the rest is smooth sailing.
Right, yeah. And it gives you something to talk about if, for example, like you don't know how to go across like some specific like subject, or maybe you're trying to think of what should I even ask. You can start off with more simple things. It doesn't have to be all like work related questions. Like I've gone out to him and just been like, what are good foods around here? Like what have you experienced like moving from Costa Rica to come here? And so questions like that is something that you wouldn't think of asking for a mentor, but it helps you just be more connected with that person for it to not be so like some sort of like a barrier between like mentor mentee, but more like mentor and mentee. If that makes sense.
Yeah,